Technology Acceptance Model, or TAM, is a foundational theory in information systems and behavioral psychology. Developed by Fred Davis in the 1980s, TAM helps us understand why people choose to accept or reject new technologies. At its core, TAM suggests that two main beliefs, perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use, shape whether someone will actually use a new system. Over the years, TAM has become a go-to framework for researchers and organizations aiming to predict technology adoption, improve system design, and guide successful technology rollouts. Let's explore how TAM works and why it remains so influential. For TAM, scholars relied on broad psychological models like the theory of reasoned action, TRA, to predict human behavior. TRA focused on how attitudes and social norms drive intentions and actions. However, when it came to technology, these models fell short. Technology adoption involves unique trade-offs, such as balancing a system's benefits against its complexity. Fred Davis recognized this gap and, with his colleagues, adapted TRA's principles to create TAM. By focusing on technology-specific beliefs, TAM offered a more precise way to understand why people embrace or avoid new systems. TAM's power lies in its simple yet effective structure. The model identifies 5 key variables, but 2 stand out: perceived usefulness (PU) and perceived ease of use (POU). PU is about whether users believe a system will help them perform better at work or in daily life. POU, on the other hand, is about how effortless the system feels to use. These beliefs shape a user's attitude toward the technology, which then influences their intention to use it, and ultimately, their actual usage. The easier and more useful a system feels, the more likely people are to adopt it. Let's break down the 2 main beliefs in TAM. Perceived usefulness is the degree to which someone thinks a system will enhance their performance. If a tool helps you work faster or more efficiently, you'll see it as useful. Perceived ease of use is about how simple and intuitive the system feels. If a technology is confusing or requires a lot of effort, people are less likely to use it. Interestingly, ease of use can also boost perceived usefulness. If something is easy, it often feels more valuable. Together, these beliefs drive our attitudes and intentions toward technology. TAM doesn't exist in isolation. External factors like system design, training, age, gender, and organizational support all play a role. These factors don't directly cause people to use technology, but they do shape how useful and easy the system feels. For example, good training can make a complex tool feel much simpler, boosting both perceived ease of use and usefulness. By considering these external variables, TAM becomes a practical tool for organizations aiming to improve technology adoption and user satisfaction. As technology advanced, so did TAM. TAM 2 introduced new elements like social influence, how much peers and leaders affect our choices, and cognitive processes, such as how relevant a system is to our job. TAM 3 went further, adding factors like computer anxiety and playfulness, and how much control users feel they have. These updates made the model more comprehensive, helping organizations diagnose and address barriers to adoption. By expanding on the original ideas, TAM 2 and TAM 3 keep the model relevant in a fast-changing digital world. So many models in play, researchers eventually combine the best ideas into the Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology, or UTAUT. UTAUT identifies 4 main drivers: performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, and facilitating conditions. It also considers how factors like age, gender, and experience shape technology adoption. While UTAUT is broader and explains more, TAM remains popular for its simplicity and practical focus. Both models help us understand the complex journey from first encounter to regular use. TAM isn't just a theory, it's used everywhere. In business, it guides the rollout of new software and digital tools. In education, TAM helps schools and universities evaluate e-learning platforms and virtual classrooms. Healthcare organizations use TAM to understand why doctors and nurses adopt electronic health records. Even in consumer tech and smart cities, TAM helps researchers study how people accept innovations like mobile banking or smart meters. Its versatility proves just how robust and adaptable the model is across industries. No model is perfect, and TAM has its critics. Some say it assumes people always act rationally, ignoring emotions or habits. Others point out that TAM doesn't tell designers exactly how to make systems more useful or easier to use. Plus, it relies heavily on self-reported surveys, which can be biased. Still, as technology evolves, especially with AI and automation, TAM's focus on user perception remains crucial. Researchers are now adapting TAM for AI, adding new factors like trust and security. The model's core lesson endures. For technology to succeed, it must feel useful and easy to the people who use it.